What if Deku was the son of Hawks and Murkrow? Part 3. Before I do get into it, please go subscribe to Outlet Gaming. That is my gaming channel run by me and my brother. So please go subscribe to that. I believe we almost do daily gaming streams. And also a special thanks to the thumbnail artist Mega Crook, and I thank you for doing my thumbnails. Now getting into this what if. Izuku would have just beaten Bakugo in the UA Sports Festival and got the gold medal as he would walk back to the locker rooms, get changed back into their uniforms, and hop back onto the bus to go back to the UA main building. From there, they would go back to their classrooms, as Aizawa would then tell them that they now have to choose where they want to internship. Now, of course, Izuku would, let's just say, he'd internship with Hawks or Murkrow, and that would be in Hosu City. So from there, he would get onto a bus and go there, as he would just see what their daily lives were like being a hero, as he would go on daily patrols with them until one day where something just seemed to be going wrong, as Izuku would see massive smoke clouds in the distance as he pointed out to his mother and father as they'd rush over there, telling Izuku that he has permission to use his quirk in case he sees anybody in trouble. From there, Izuku would just start looking around for anything that could possibly need his help, as he would then just hear a scream of pain coming from an alleyway. Izuku would walk into that alleyway as he would see the hero killer putting a knife right through Ida's shoulder, as Izuku would then jump right at the hero killer and kick him back into the wall, as Izuku would then try to help Ida up, as Ida just says that the hero killer's quirk causes him not to be able to move for a certain amount of time, and don't let him lick your blood, or don't let him taste your blood, or else he'll have the same effect on you. Izuku would just say alright, as he'd get some of his feathers to turn into a sword, as he'd look at the hero killer and just charge right at him as he'd bring his blade down, which would be blocked by the hero killers. They would continue this block and attack type thing for many minutes, as Izuku would finally get the upper hand, as he would then sweep the hero killer's legs and put the sword to the hero killer's neck, to which the hero killer would then jump up and kick the sword out of Izuku's grasp. From there, Izuku would then have to dodge most of the hero killer's attacks until Izuku was able to grab his sword and also make another one, as he would then dual wield against the hero killer, who would also dual wield and would throw daggers at Izuku, as Izuku and the hero killer would continue doing this up until Todoroki would get there, as he would send a massive flame of fire right at the hero killer, causing a distraction, which caused Izuku to be able to kick the hero killer in the face, knocking him unconscious, to where him and Todoroki were able to call the police and an ambulance for Ida and the hero native. Now from there, they would be praised by the police for being able to stop the hero killer, as they would then just go back to their houses the next day, to where they would see themselves on the news saying local heroes in training were able to beat the hero killer, to which they would just say, that's pretty cool, you're on the news. As Izuku would then just go back to UA with most of his classmates congratulating him and thanking him for saving their other classmate, Ida. And from there, Izuku would just say, it was no problem, as they would all sit down, with Aizawa then telling them that they all have 2 weeks to train for their final exams and then after that they will have the summer training camp, to which the entire class would just say, that's pretty cool, and they would go home to train. Izuku, of course, would take Momo back to the forest, to where they would somewhat study but mostly train their quirks, and from there they would come back to UA, as Aizawa would then tell them the groups, Izuku and Momo versus All Might, and the rest of the class doesn't really matter. Now from there, Izuku and Momo would then walk out onto the field against All Might, as Izuku would know All Might cannot fly, so he would try to get this very quickly. As soon as they would walk into the city, Izuku would start flying up and would grab Momo and just tell her to just flick down at the ground, just allowing them to go just a tad bit faster, as they would then just escape the city very easily, just giving them the win. They knew they will probably not be able to beat All Might ever, so they just decided to completely avoid him. So from there, Izuku would then just walk back with his classmates, just somewhat congratulating them, like, yeah, what a win. I mean, you guys didn't really do anything but dodge All Might. As Izuku would just be like, yeah, guess we really didn't do anything. And from there, Izuku would just walk back, just watching all of them. As a month would pass, with Aizawa then telling the students that they will be going on a summer training camp, and for all of them to get onto a bus. To which they were said, wait, this is all. What about our parents? As Aizawa would then hold up permission slips saying, we asked your parents in secret, so it'd be more of a surprise. Now everyone get on the bus and don't be late. As everyone would get onto the bus, as the bus would drive for hours until they got to a mountainside, to where the bus would abruptly stop, as it would then force all of the students off to where they would see the wild pussycats, as the wild pussycats would then tell them what they will be doing. And now a quick ad break. That's over, we can get back into this what if. Now, of course, the students would fall down the mountain just like in canon, to where they would all just be faced up against these rock monsters, as Izuku and the rest of the class would work together to defeat them. Izuku kicking them and also slicing them using his feathers, and also helping some of the kids who are weak just avoid getting hit by them. Now, Izuku and the rest of the class would then just get through this within 3 hours, as they would arrive at the camp with a bunch of food waiting for them, as they'd all just start to dig in for dinner. Now, over the next couple days, they would be forced to train at very, very harsh limits. Well, for most of the class, not Izuku and Momo, who have trained for like at least a month or two in the woods, and this was absolutely nothing for them. As Izuku, of course, would just be sitting outside one night, as he would then see blue fire erupt from over the treetops, as he would rush inside to tell the heroes. The heroes would come outside, as they would then call on a siren saying that the villains are attacking and that they should use their quirks if they need to evade getting hurt by the villains. From there, Izuku would then remember the kid that tried to punch him was still out there, so Izuku would start to fly off. Man, I kind of forget about the muscular incident. I don't know why. As Izuku would then find Koda cowering in fear under the very tall muscular, as Izuku would then just kick muscular right in the stomach, sending him over the edge of the cliff, as Izuku would then help Koda up. From there, they would then walk back to the main facility, as they would see the heroes in just surrounded by Magni and Spinner, to which Izuku would then just blindside both of them by slamming both of their heads together, knocking both of them out, as Izuku would then walk up to the heroes and ask if they were okay, to which they would say, thank you for the help. As Izuku would then just say, oh, it's no problem, as he would walk out, or more like run out, to try to help find his class. From there, he would see Bakugo just end up poofing into non-existence, as he would see a guy holding a marble, saying that was easier than I thought it would be. As Izuku would then say, hey, give me back my friend. As the guy, now Mr. Compress, would say, oh, You're smart. You knew your friend was in that marble. No matter. As he would then call over some type of Bluetooth thing in his ear, saying that he got the target and that for everyone needs to go back to the base. To which a portal would appear under him as he would disappear into that portal with Izuku barely trying to reach him but missing. As we would then cut to the League of Villains tying Bakugo up, as they would then say, "Would you like to join the League of Villains? We saw how mad you were at the UA Sports Festival. You act more like a villain than a hero, so why not become one?" To which Bakugo would then spit at them and say, "You're stupid if you think I'll become a villain." As Shigaraki would then just sigh as he'd say, "This is gonna be a long week." Now we cut back to the heroes talking about how they should try to save Bakugo. We also see Izuku talking with his class on if they should try to go save him, but they end up concluding that going to save him would be a very stupid idea. They saw how powerful those Nomu things were, and if he just decided to get in its way, it could possibly kill them. To which they would just all agree, as they would just sit down and would wait for something to happen. As they were watching over the news, as they saw just two figures standing in a massive pile of rubble, All Might and a Darth Vader ripoff, which is All for One. They would be confused as Izuku and Momo would just watch intently as the fight would go on just like in canon. All Might would struggle and so would All for One, but All Might would end up becoming victorious, winning the battle as All for One would lose, with All Might pointing towards the camera saying, "Now it's your turn," which would cause Momo to start crying just like Izuku started to cry. Now from there, everybody would then just wait, and a week would pass as they go see All Might and ask him if he was okay, to which he would say it's fine, as the rest of the class would just be kind of confused or not really that comfortable seeing this frail old man or someone who used to be so powerful. And that's where I'm going to leave this off, guys. Part 4 will be most likely tomorrow, unless it's on Sunday or even Monday. I'm not quite sure because I'm probably going to be getting a new cat. I don't really know. Also, remember, go check out Outlet Gaming, run by me and my brother. And also, special thank you to the thumbnail artist, Mega Crook. I thank you all for watching once again, and goodbye.